Labadiena! In this video I'm gonna make an epoxy night lamp. And it's not gonna be a build from scratch because I already have this epoxy casting. I've made it like 4 years ago and I couldn't find a good use for it, so it was just waiting for a project like this. It's polished to 1000 grit and I could just keep on polishing until epoxy is completely transparent, but that's very time consuming because it has a lot of corners and grooves. So I found that spray lacquer gets the trick done and it's like 10 times faster. Anyway, first of all I have to make a base for it. So the base is going to be very similar as this lamp has. It will also contain 2 magnets, so accessing the light unit will be very convenient. The key difference will be that I will make the power cord in the center of the base. So this way the lamp wouldn't have any direction, if you will. It could be placed in any position without exposing a wire. Also, I'm not going to be making it out of solid piece of birch. I'm thinking to use some darker pieces of wood, and I think I'm going to make it as a box from different panels. But I guess let's start building it and I will explain it as I go. Let me explain what I've done so far. So I've milled a couple of sapelli strips and created some channels. So this is the inner side of the panel, and this groove is made to accept 6mm plywood, which will act as a bottom plate, and the top plate will be made out of this 4mm plywood. And this tiny groove is just for alignment, so the casting would always sit firmly onto the base. So now I will miter these panels, cut top and bottom plates, and also create some opening for the wire to get under the base. Well, I guess this hole saw isn't the best tool for the job. I will have to think of another way of making this hole. So I found this jig and I made it to hollow out this type of base. So it will definitely have a perfect hole, and I use it with the flush trim router bit with the bearing on the upper side. So it will perfectly copy this hole. And the problem is that my piece is slightly smaller than the walls of the jig, so I guess I will just hot glue it in place and this should work. So I have the pieces prepped, but just before assembly I would like to coat these with Rubio. So for these sapelli pieces I'm thinking to use Rubio Black, and for these plywood pieces Rubio Cotton White. This should increase the contrast between the pieces even more, and I think it should look great. About 14 hours passed, so it's safe enough to put it together. One of the best things about oil finishes is that you can reapply it and blend it with the previous layer seamlessly. But I will do that after I will put in the electrical hardware, so I wouldn't have to touch the sides anymore. I have a small issue. You see, originally the wire should come from the side into the socket, and I've modified it so the wire comes out in the middle, but the problem is that the bulb is taking up the middle space and I don't have enough clearance for the wire. So I can either make a channel in the bottom panel or I can build up some material under the socket. And I don't want to do anything about the base anymore, so I guess I will just make a ring to fit under the socket. So the base is more or less done. All that's left to do is to drill a couple of holes and glue in the magnets. The same goes for the casting. And once that's done, all that's left to do is spray a couple of coats of lacquer. I guess I should have bored those holes before assembly, but luckily nobody gonna see this. So we're off to the last stage, and before spraying the piece, I will degrease it with some acetone. And while I'll be doing that, I'm also warming up the lacquer, because warm varnish blends better and leaves a smoother surface. So this tiny little project is complete. Thank you for watching, and I really hope to see you soon. Bye bye.